Hi, this is Cindy Nierenberg. I'm on my journey to lose 65 pounds. Thanks for following along. I'm so glad to have you here. So this week I have named the Lost Week. And I did that because I feel like I just lost some time this week. I decided that I was going to look into what all the hoopla was about the ketogenic diet. And I read up a lot of information about it and figured out how I could do it. I have a lot of friends who've lost a lot of weight on the ketogenic diet, and they're very, very happy with it. So I thought, okay, let's see what all the fuss is about. So I got a carb manager app where you have to put in all of the foods that you eat, and it gives you all of the macronutrients of your food. And a ketogenic diet is a high-fat diet, like 70% of your diet is supposed to come from fat sources, healthy fat sources. It's a moderate protein, and it's a very low carbohydrate diet. So the recommendations were to keep my net carbs around 20. Which if you've ever kept track of your carbohydrates, 20 net carbs is not a lot of carbohydrate. But I was good to go, right? I was ready to go. So I jumped into the ketogenic diet with the idea that I'm going to do this as healthy as possible, right? Like I'm not just eating bacon dipped in cheese. So I got recipes. I really put a lot of work into this. So I wanted to make sure I had a lot of good vegetables, lots of green beans, lots of cauliflower, spinach, leafy greens. And I think I did really, really well with the diet. They tell you that you might experience what's called the keto flu. And I'm telling you, the keto flu knocked me over. So I guess the idea is that your body transitions from sugar burner, when it's been used to eating up all the carbohydrates in your diet, to fat burner, where your body actually derives energy from the ketones, thus ketogenic diet, right? The ketones that your body is producing. Well, maybe I never got to the keto state. I don't know. But what I do know is that keto flu knocked me over. And for me, the keto flu, it appeared as intense headaches that I had all the time, lethargy that could just knock you over. I was so tired. I had no energy. I think I told you before, my big why is to be able to move and be active throughout my old age. And while I was working on this keto diet, like I'd come up the steps to get to the upper level of my house, which there are about 4 to 15 steps to come up, right? And by the time I got to the top of those 15 steps, I was panting and holding on to the banister like a 90-year-old woman. I'm like, this is not good. But what really threw me under the bus with keto was by days 10 and 11, I really started to have heart palpitations, like bad. And I thought I was going to have a heart attack. And I thought, this is the stupidest thing I have ever done. So I'm so happy for all of those people that keto works for. It just didn't work for me. And that's why I say this was like a lost 11 days, but actually it wasn't lost, because you know what I am learning about dieting and weight loss is that you have these little series of failures that just move you forward. So I'm going to consider my experiment with keto diet as a forward fail in this journey, because I did learn a lot. And to be honest, you know what, if I'm going to say all this bad stuff about keto, this is just my experience. This is not the experience of the majority of people. This is my journey. I'm just reporting what happened to me. Some good things that I noticed about keto is that it really does decrease your appetite. Like I wasn't interested in food at all. And I don't know if that's because my hormones were changing and kind of calming down so that I didn't have the urge to eat or any cravings, or if it's just that I wasn't that interested in the types of food, to see like a piece of protein and some green beans and cauliflower, and then to know that I'm using up my carbohydrates with cauliflower and green beans, that didn't seem fair to me. Seemed like my carbs should be more enjoyable than that. The other thing that was really good about it is that it makes you drink more water, because I guess you get a little more dehydrated, and it's supposed to get rid of all the inflammation in your body. So I think it does that through dehydration. So I was drinking and drinking, and I was adding electrolytes to my water and coffee and anything that I was drinking. Because what happens is your muscles kind of start to become affected too. And I was finding that I was having some body aches along that I'm not used to having. So I guess there are good things about keto. For me, there were quite a bit of bad things about keto. So I'm going to stop complaining now. Here's my tip for the week. Listen to your body when your body is talking to you throughout a certain way of eating, right? I know that for me, when I eat fresh, whole foods that God created, like I can't demonize a pear or, some mandarin orange slices in my salad. Listen to what your body's saying and how your body processes that food, and then eat that way. So I don't know how helpful this video was this week, but it's just one of those things. This is my journey, and this is what happened this week. So anyway, thanks for following along. I hope to see you next week with better news.